H&H Old Darkfired. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode of Tobacco, Pipes, and More. I am your host, Lonzo, and today we're taking a look at good old Darkfired. It's made by Mac Baren, and it's their H&H line, which is supposed to be their, top of the tier tobacco. And I have to say, the presentation of this is super cool. If you've never opened a tin of this stuff, you'll notice, obviously here's the front of the tin, but when you open it, you get this really cool gold pack, and it's supported really well by these little cardboard support brackets. I guess, that's what they are. But then, when you open it up, you get these really lovely dark flakes. Yeah. And I have to tell you, the smell, it's so nice. It's like sniffing a campfire that's mixed with prunes or raisins. It's super good. So, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes, or guts, if you will, of this blend. A little bit of notes from the tin. It says H&H Old Darkfired is a bold flake of dark-fired burleys in a well-balanced unity with flue-cured Virginias. The flake is hot-pressed, meaning that during the pressing, heat is added by steam to the tobaccos, which causes the tobacco to intensify the marrying process, giving a bolder tobacco flavor. The robust, earthy flavor of the dark-fired burleys shines through in the taste, and you'll experience a deeply satisfying smoke indeed. Lovely description, very nice. And I really like the tin art on the H&H line, especially this dark-fired can. It's really cool. You got the logo, kind of imprinted in the background. Pretty dope. It says, explore the world of Mac Baren. Sorry for, by the way, I had to take a light bulb out and put it in the bathroom. The light went out in there, so hopefully the lighting is fine. But if it's not, sorry ahead of time. All right, let's go ahead and light up this bad boy. I already had I don't know what happened. I was holding it in my mouth, and the bowl fell off of the stem, so I had to repack. Anyway, today's drink of choice is a little bit of coffee. Got this super cool insulated mug that my wife's dad gave me. Really cool. Right, let's get into this. It's definitely got that earthy quality to it. And it has a lot of fruitiness, raisiny, plummy undertones. You get a lot of coffee-ish notes from the Retro Hill, you actually get a little bit of that Virginia hay kind of flavor going on. Get a little bit of that sour, slightly soury pinch in the back of the tongue area, right back here. It's a nice tobacco. It is a little on the peppery side, not a lot, but it's got a little bit in there. Yeah, it's very nice. Fire! Everybody loves fire. Stuff lights really easily. It's been sitting in the tin for a little while, but this particular tin is from February of 2022, and I picked it up at McCraney's Pipe Shop up in North Carolina. If you haven't been there, please go. It's a sweet place. Really lovely folks down there. Miss Carolina Rose knows what I'm talking about. She's been there a number of times. I almost want to just shut the video off and not even make one and finish this. It's really nice. It has almost a medicinal quality to it. It's just overall really, really well balanced. It really is. It's earthy, it's slightly chocolatey, it's coffee-ish, prune, raisiny, slightly soury. So it kind of hits all of the notes for me as far as what I prefer in a tobacco. It's very similar in that aspect to Three Nuns, which is my favorite still. But man, this is good. Yeah, it's interesting that all these flavors, I'm not an expert at picking out flavors, but what's really nice is that I get all of these in combination with the Virginia. The sweetness of the Virginia and the that grassy hay-like flavor really comes through quite on the top of it. Also today, I'm smoking out of one of my Petersons. This is my older one. It is the 307. Yeah, Peterson 307. It is definitely an older pipe. Peterson System 0. I never had a problem with it falling off before, but I guess there's a first for everything. I really love getting that sweet little punch. That's so, you know, as far as complexity goes, I would rate this as one of the top higher tier complexity. Obviously, the flavor wouldn't be the same as Seattle Pipe Club, but the plum pudding. But the complexity is very similar. It has a lot of different things going on that you wouldn't really expect in a Darkfired blend. And to me, that's really nice. I love complex tobaccos. I love when you get more than one type of flavor going on, and they all marry very well. Because a lot of times you can get a tobacco that has a lot of different things going on, a lot of flavors, and it can't figure out what it wants, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So, I like a tobacco that knows what it wants. It knows the flavors that it's supposed to give off, and you can pick those flavors out. Or different kinds of notes, like the sweetness notes or earthy notes. But yeah, there's so much different things going on here. Raisiny, chocolatey, earthy, sweetness from that flue-cured Virginia, the hay, and the grass. Yeah, I definitely think that Darkfired is one of my favorite types of leaf. Plus, Darkfired usually is a little stronger. Not that I care so much about like nicotine strength. I really don't, but some of you guys might. And in which case, Darkfired leaf is usually higher in the nicotine content. If you guys haven't picked any of this stuff up, please do. Mac Baren is one of my favorite brands. They make a lot of different types of tobacco, and most of their tobacco is really good. I don't think I've ever had a bad blend from them. I could be wrong, but I can't recall ever having one that I was just like, ew, this is disgusting, tossed out, or, well, I wouldn't toss it out, but. I really like when I get that chocolatey coffee flavor through the nose. Man, this is good. Sometimes you do a review and you want to find a bunch of stuff wrong with it and extra things to talk about, and sometimes you just can't. The only negative thing I could say about this is really that pepperiness, and that's just my personal prerogative. I just don't like excessively peppery tobacco. It reminds me of cigars, which I don't particularly smoke. Not that I would never smoke a cigar, but they're just not my thing. I prefer the pipe. And I don't like that peppery cigar aftertaste, I guess, would be where it comes through the most. It doesn't really come through when you start puffing on it, but as you blow out that smoke, I get that peppery stinginess. Yeah, it's on that exhale. Definitely reminds me of a campfire, though. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Wherefore art thou, Juliet? It's really cool to have that chocolatey, raisiny, and pruny flavor and sweetness all come through at the same time, and the earthiness, the smokiness. It's a really good tobacco, guys. I mean, there's nothing really bad I can say about it aside from that one thing. And the room note also, by the way, is not bad. But it does have the Darkfired, obviously. So if you have a loved one or a significant other or whatever that isn't so impartial to pipe smoke, probably not a good one to smoke indoors. It's pretty strong in that smell, in the smoky smell. Probably not as bad as Latakia, but just something to be aware about. To be aware of. It does linger, and personally, I like the smell. Again, I'm a pipe smoker, so I like it. But for those who don't, it probably wouldn't be a great idea to smoke it inside. Personally, this is something that I would smoke if I was at like a winter festival, an autumn fest, or somewhere outdoors where it's nice and cold and cool outside. Maybe a little bit of snow coming down from the sky. That to me is how I feel about this tobacco. Is it something I would smoke in the summer? Probably not. If I was out camping and it's nice and cold, definitely would be smoking some Old Darkfired. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I can say about this tobacco. I really like this. It is really good, in my personal opinion. I really like the dark, fruity, earthy, soury, chocolatey and coffee-like flavor that this particular tobacco produces. Again, it's quite complicated. It's not just cut and dry tobacco like, oh, hey, it's very simple. There's nothing simple about this tobacco whatsoever. And personally, I really like that. So if you haven't, pick yourself up some Old Darkfired if you can find it. I couldn't find it for the longest time until I went to McCranny's up in North Carolina. So, but I was looking at pipe shops and smoke shops. I wasn't necessarily looking online. You could probably find it more readily available there. So, I'm going to draw this video to a close. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by and checking out my review. I really appreciate all the support. If you like my content, please leave a like and a subscribe to the channel and spread the content for other people who enjoy pipe smoking. The YouTube algorithm will spread this content or this particular type of content to other people. So let's get it out there. Let's get it moving. And trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if it'll happen, but it's getting pretty close to the end of the year. So let's make it happen. Cheers.